Hello, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Happy Monday, guys.
Yeah.
Joe here.
Kevin.
So we have a new show we're going to talk about.
Right. Thank you for all of the recommendations.
I think we found one.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go with Dairy Girls. That got between YouTube and
Yeah.
Patreon, it got the most interest as far as recommendation from people.
Yep.
It's a show we know. I know absolutely nothing about.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I have no
I can't even
idea.
picture it in my head.
I
No
think
idea.
somebody on YouTube said it was British.
I didn't even know
I know it's on.
I didn't know it was British.
I know it's on Netflix, and that's it. I don't even know if it's television appropriate, so I don't know if it's one of those ones that's like, well, we're gonna have to edit the crap out of this one.
We'll give it a Google.
Right.
We'll see what the rating is. I guess
It doesn't matter.
we got Fleabag. I mean, Fleabag.
Yeah,
is pretty,
we're fine.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. The only thing I did when I saw like a whole lot of people yesing like a lot of people
Yeah,
are
I saw that too,
recommending it.
Patreon,
A lot of people. What I looked up was the Rotten Tomatoes critic score was a 99%. I didn't look at any of the description or any of the critic consensus. Just
Sure.
obviously it's a prestigious show.
Good.
I'm good with it.
I imagine it was like a 25%.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, right.
We'll get that. We'll start that up whenever we.
As soon as we're done. Yeah, as soon as we're done with Schitt's Creek, right?
Which, guys, come on! I don't want the show to end. I really don't.
We are almost there, actually.
We're almost there, and this is like our first show.
It is our first show. This is our first show that we watched. Yeah,
and
we started this and Ozark together, and Ozark didn't make it long.
I've tried to go back and watch Ozark.
I don't have the stomach.
It's so depressing.
Yeah, it's too dark for me.
This show, on the other hand, though, has been fantastic
delightful,
all the way through,
delightful,
and I've watched the first few seasons many times, and it really makes me. The last episode much more sad with the Ted and Alexis breakup.
You know what? We saw it coming. We knew, we were leading into that.
And it still sucked.
It still sucked.
It was a great moment. Well done. Fantastically acted. Well shot. But
and that's it, right?
Moment.
It was just so well executed.
Yeah.
The characters were so gracious and loving in the breakup, which made it suck so much more.
They both look great.
The flashback of Alexis, we get to re-see that her meeting Ted for the first time.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was a gut punch.
Do you think he's off the show entirely? Do you think we see him like in the last episode?
If he there's a chance he shows up for Pat whenever the wedding is, I would think. But I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like his story kind of wrapped up there. He wasn't on a lot this season for obvious reasons. And I just feel like his story's pretty much wrapped. But I wouldn't mind, obviously, I love Ted. I wouldn't mind seeing him again for a goodbye, but it also wouldn't surprise me or upset me if we didn't. It kind of makes narrative sense that was kind of it. I think he's kind of done with the town. I think Ted the character has moved on from Schitt's Creek. His life is elsewhere.
The show is very like ensemble-y, so I can really see him being there at the wedding.
It's possible,
even as like them waving like as Patrick and David leave the wedding chapel or something, like a Happy Gilmore ending.
Right. Yeah,
you're
right.
But I don't know. Like this show has such a strong cast of characters, such a strong troupe.
Sure,
I really do want to see Ronnie, Bob. Every character we've met along the way. I want to see them I just want to see their faces one more time.
Yeah,
as the show closes.
And that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Then for what we think maybe like the last episode possibly being the wedding.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I mean,
I'm assuming it's the last episode.
Well, it might not be.
Right. It could be the second to last.
But I think it makes sense as the last simply because a wedding is a good chance to get all the characters together.
Yeah.
It was an excuse to have the curtain call for all the characters.
It also makes a great ending for a movie, TV show.
Absolutely.
Ted Lasso ended that way,
right? But there's only two ways that can go, right? Either everything gets resolved as far as where everyone's lives are going, and then we have the wedding, or we have the wedding, and then we have to have an ending where everybody's lives get resolved, right?
Yeah.
We have to know
some wrap up.
So yeah, we've got to have wrap up for everyone's lives, really.
Yeah.
Before the wedding, or I mean, before the show ends. So. Either the wedding is an episode or two out, and then we do it, or we do it, and then the wedding ends.
And you can have your cake and eat it too.
Sure.
You can do that. You can do like the wedding and the last episode, then have some kind of like Return of the King type ending where it's like a bunch of different.
I think I would guess they would lean more towards that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be weird if like everyone's got their bags in their hands basically. Like after this wedding, Alexis is moving to Toronto or whatever.
So we can write a TV show.
Yeah, exactly. And Moira's off to LA to star in movies. They're all standing there with their luggage. So I would guess probably that you get the wedding and then you have at least an episode of goodbyes.
Like that.
Yeah, I would too.
I think the show needs that.
I do too.
The characters are so rich.
I mean, Obviously, we don't know, and I absolutely trust Dan Levy and the rest of the writers and staff to make the right decision. Whatever they do is obviously going to work because they've nailed it the whole way through the show.
Yeah.
All right, we should go and get jumping in
let's
here.
hop in here today, guys. If you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you don't mind, hit the like button for us. Please leave us a comment down below and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
Yeah, if you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. On every show we're over there, we're at least 4 episodes ahead, including on Schitt's Creek, which means if you're seeing this on YouTube, you can probably finish the series out over on Patreon if you want to go that route. You will have to sync and watch along on your own device or streaming service. You will only see and hear us for copyright purposes. Sorry, we can't show any of the show.
Not our decision.
Right. We're also watching 30 Rock right now as a Patreon exclusive. All right.
Still rebound.
Okay, I'm just saying, she broke up with Ted
Alexis.
Oh my
less
God.
than a week ago, and I'm finding this whole rebound thing to be alarmingly manic and regressive.
Well, I think that's a bad idea for her. Yeah. Oh, she's already dating somebody.
Wow.
So this is going to be a mess.
She's going through it.
She's going through it, yeah.
I was on a date. Artie took me to the new steakhouse in
Artie?
Ellendale.
Artie?
It was like way too expensive, but hey, I'm not the one paying. I
guy
just
named
thought
Artie.
after like the whole Ted thing, it was healthier for me to just put myself out there.
And if Artie is the answer, then okay.
Is this Artie? Did she like forget her purse or something? We didn't meet Artie. Oh, it's Fear and Present Danger and Mission Impossible. Yeah.
I actually left her purse in my car.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a godsend. I'll make sure Lexi gets it.
He's a great
Johnny
character.
Rock.
Or
Was he?
Lexi's making some wonderful choices.
You know what? She's dating someone who's nothing like Ted. I hate to tell people what to do when they're going through something that's pretty rough on them.
Sure.
Just don't be self-destructive.
The age difference could be a problem. I think she's in her 30s, though, so it's fine.
And it's a short. This won't be a long-term thing.
I meant to tell you, she approached me about working at the apothecary.
Oh, cool.
Well, you let me know when you're done assessing. I'll be the mother with the baby at home, looking for some extra cash after I invested in your father's business.
I guess a trial run wouldn't hurt anybody.
There you go. Thanks, you guys.
No. I think that's great that their business is doing well enough to have an employee, honestly.
You have to be there every day.
Yeah.
You know?
I was just thinking of how some people say you shouldn't rush into a new relationship right after a breakup.
I don't think it's serious.
You were guessing,
They
Alexis.
usually say that about younger people.
Yeah.
How old a soul would you say Arthur is?
Artie doesn't care about things like age.
We're probably going to be broken up by the end of the episode. If I would make a big deal out of it or stress it.
We don't get a lot of like celebrity faces on the show, too.
No, we don't, do we?
No.
Had a baby, don't want to get stretch marks.
Trust me when I say you're gonna want to go with the larger size.
Good, too.
For
Yeah.
sale. You guys make it look so much harder.
Have a rosy day.
Either a flock of poultry has delivered its over mid-flight upon our car, or I've become the victim of a
Flock
vandalization.
of poultry.
I'll have to go to council. Get in, please, Stevie. As of now, you are my star witness. And sit low. No point endangering both our lives.
Just like popped in for a bite to eat because Artie's blood sugar is low.
Well, I guess there's enough sugar in mimosas, huh? Nice running into you again, Arthur.
Please, Dad, just call me Artie.
Dad.
Don't do Dad.
Well,
That's
please
so weird.
don't call me Dad.
I would love to read Twyla's diary for her whole
just her
life.
memoirs, too.
Yeah. Don't interfere. This isn't serious.
What do you do for a living?
He's retired. Yeah.
I am retired.
Well, yeah, for sure.
But
Can't help but notice there's a bit of an age discrepancy.
no, we're totally chill with that.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what she's doing, but you might want to tread lightly.
Yeah, pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of passive aggressive.
Yeah, this is a very passive aggressive episode.
I think he handled it well.
He did. Yeah. If he was going to sit down with him, that was a good way to go.
I was assailed this morning.
Is that a fact?
Stone cold. Stevie was there. Stevie described the carnage.
You know, after this little interview in People
Wow.
magazine, I'm surprised those eggs weren't actually thrown at you.
As it hit the stands.
Describe the town as, and I quote, the last place you'd ever want to end up.
Oh, no, I
Oh,
described
yeah,
the
that'll
town as the
do it.
last place I'd ever want to end up.
Now, tempers are running hot.
Yeah, Bob was so upset he had to go home.
You know, Moira, this bad press could not have come at a worse time. Moira, you're going to have to clean
Yeah, I know,
up this mess
picture it too.
yourself, okay? We're spending a lot of money on this campaign and we can't afford another ramp gate.
I may have said this town is the last place I wish to find myself, but the magazine neglected to include my entire quote. Please know that I believe deep down there are worse places to be.
Jocelyn is kind of crushing it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've also had a very active day on the sales floor.
David, she has sold more in one day than we have all week. Why can't
Well,
you just admit
she teaches
she's
children.
an
I'm sure she can handle this.
It's probably beginner's luck, like when you walk into a casino and win big on your first pull of the Basic Instinct slot machine. For all we know, these could just be Jocelyn's friends.
Well, friends or not, that's still a sale.
Yeah, but is that what we're really about?
But clearly she has a connection to the people of this community, and I say we make the most of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what, you want to offer her a job?
Oh, the bell I would draw the line on.
Yeah, like
I like her
leave the bell at home.
enthusiasm. Yeah, you're hired. You're doing great. Please leave the bell at home. Oh, did Artie break up with her after that conversation? She needs to process regardless.
big time.
Artie's not a
It's gonna come out
problem.
eventually.
Right.
I just got dumped by a man who wears 3 medical alert bracelets.
Really?
He just said out of nowhere that he needs to end things. No, he's not the right person for me. His taste in makeout music, for example, like so weird. Like, who even is Cat Stevens?
Oh, come on.
Looking
Very
for like
true.
any distraction from the fact that my heart's shattered into a million pieces. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm getting broken up with like gross old men. Well, if you really want to know, I dated guys like a whole lot worse than Artie. Where were you when I was dating half the cast of White Squall?
What's with all the references this episode?
That's such a random movie.
It's so random. Like half the cast of White Squall.
Who was the boat captain in White
It's
Squall?
Jeff Bridges.
It was Jeff Bridges. Yeah.
Is it always this busy? I mean, I feel like when I've been here before, it's just been me.
Well, today was a great day for us.
Patrick and I would like to officially welcome you to the sales staff here at Rose Apothecary.
Oh my God, but I just don't think it's for me.
What?
It's not for you?
Yeah, I'd rather take my chances, you know, see if some tutoring gigs come up.
Tutoring?
'Cause that's a
So she's going to go to
a
Bazingas
better
now?
job than working in here. What does that even mean? Not for her.
Well, I think it means our store.
It's just not for her.
Or she did a tourism video to make up
Hello,
for it.
you. I'm filming television's Moira Rose. Won't you join me? And when it's time to escape the hustle and bustle of the downtown core, no noisy customers or busy cash registers here to intrude upon your inner cogitations.
It's not usually this quiet.
Comfort and safety at the partially renovated Rosebud Motel.
Actually renovated.
Don't forget to say hello to your handsome proprietor. If heaven had a creek, it would be this one.
That was great.
I'm
That was
so
such a fun
glad
episode.
to do another commercial, especially after the Ablinger.
Okay, the deranged smile at the end of every scene in that commercial was amazing.
Yeah, little yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Twilight trying to do it.
Yeah.
All right, so in between the hilarity, we had this really nice Alexis moment,
Right.
and I don't think Johnny was out of line.
He wasn't out of line, but I also don't think that Alexis. I mean, people do handle breakups differently.
Sure,
and they're
right.
right. And there are self-destructive things that people do, but I don't feel like she was doing that. You know what I mean? Like I've known people that spent the entire month and a half after a breakup, drunk, sitting in their apartment, smoking weed, watching TV. You know, all this stuff is like, this is not the way, man. This is not how you handle this. So I think you know, a rebound with like one person that you definitely know you don't have a future with.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people, you know, when you break up with somebody, it's like, I feel like nobody wants me anymore.
Yeah.
So maybe I should go out with somebody else.
You
So
don't want to be alone.
right. Well, it's not even just wanting to be alone, but the idea that going out with somebody else just to feel like, hey, when I'm ready,
Sure.
other people will want me. I know that I didn't get broken up because I'm hideous and unlovable.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So I think going out with a guy like that kind of does that for her, you know?
Yeah.
Lets her know that no, Alexis, just because things didn't work out between you and Ted, obviously you're going to be just fine romantically when you are ready to date somebody else. You know, I don't know. They're healthy, like I said, there are healthy ways and unhealthy ways to deal with breaking up. Then it's all individual, and you know, some people you know, take the time alone and do other things, and some people get right back out there and who's to say who it's not right for?
It's not a one size fits all.
Absolutely. So, Johnny didn't say the point I was trying to make. Sorry, but that was a very long roundabout way of doing it. Is no, Johnny didn't say anything wrong, and his heart was in the right place. But I also think it would have been okay for him not to say anything and just let it run its course.
Sure.
Alexis would have gotten to the point where she felt better about her breakup with Ted and probably been like, thank you for being there and hanging out with me during this time, Artie, but obviously you and I don't have like a real future,
And she was very smart in saying that she recognized that.
Yeah, she knew. Yeah, she knew right up front that she was kind of slumming it a little bit.
Yeah,
and I hate not to slam Artie too hard there, but that she was dating somebody she really wasn't seeing like a long-term thing with, which again, totally fine. Not everybody's about relationships either. Exactly. They don't have to be. Yeah.
But it wasn't self-destructive yet. I think it could get there.
But yeah, I mean, anybody could. Like it's all your personality, right?
Sure.
It's like when you graduate from high school and go to college, right? Mm-hmm. Some people can drink while they're in college and function just fine and have no issues, right? Yeah. Some people spiral. Yeah, when they take that first drink of alcohol and it's over. Yeah. Again, like you said, there's no one size fits all. Maybe there's the potential for things to really spiral out of control for Alexis. I feel like she's grown through the show enough to where she's not going to get there.
She's a different person now.
Right.
She's completely different.
I feel like, exactly. I feel like season 1, Alexis would have really, really spiraled out.
She'd be playing grandma with Artie.
Yeah, exactly. But I think this Alexis is going to have perspective, and
I agree.
It's going to hurt, and she's going to try to test the waters on what's going to help her move forward, and she's going to find the right thing. And I think dating Artie was just one step of like finding the right thing for her to move on.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was necessary for Johnny to. He probably ended that relationship a week earlier than would have ended.
Probably. I just like the scene where he's like, "I didn't get to be there for you."
Of course, right?
And
like
so
I said,
he's compensating.
His heart is very much in the right place. Absolutely, it wasn't malicious. It wasn't hurt Alexis, and he didn't say anything dishonest.
No, he didn't get violent or like threaten the guy.
He didn't lie to the guy. He didn't say anything bad about the guy. He just said, "Just so you know, Alexis is in a really vulnerable place because she just ended a relationship. So just be careful that There's a lot of things going on in her head right now that she's dealing with." That's all he really said. And it wasn't wrong, but I like the fact that as in most human interactions, there's more than one right answer. And he could what he said was fine, and staying out of it would have been fine.
Yeah.
There obviously are bad things. I shouldn't say there's no wrong answer. He could have been rude to the guy.
Still with my daughter.
Yeah, exactly. there are wrong. Alexis, I forbid you from dating this guy.
Yeah.
There are definitely wrong things he could have done.
I don't think Johnny has that in him. He's not that guy at all. He's a sweetheart.
He's even season 1 Johnny, like more so. I think of all the 4 roses, he had the least growing up to do. Really,
yeah, he's the least conceited.
Yeah, well, he definitely probably the most empathetic and
sure.
The one most kind of in tune with other people's feelings.
And has his head on straight the most.
Right. He didn't grow as much throughout the course of the show as the other 3, but he didn't really have to.
No,
you know what I mean?
Not really. Yeah, actually, yeah.
He was always just kind of a nice guy who, generally had a stronger sense of empathy than the other 3.
Sure.
I feel like, and
I agree with you because, like, if you really look at each season, I mean, I think he has more respect for Roland now and people of the town.
He's just grown like for sure, right? His self confidence is a lot better. Remember he was really down on himself. Yeah,
but you're right. He's for the most part the same Johnny Rose.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely had the least distance he needed to go to become the person he wants to be.
And it's funny that Moira's still Moira from season 1, basically.
She is. I mean, she's obviously a lot sweeter and more empathetic, and
she is.
But I love the fact that Diva Moira Rose didn't go away.
No, she never for sure. She's out here doing these commercials.
Right. Well, that was a lovely commercial. I love how cheaply they did it. Like it was like like on Windows 95 and a crappy VCR VHS camcorder.
I'd like to show you the town where I am currently at.
The town where I'm currently at. Yeah, she didn't even say it.
But yeah, this whole episode, like, I like the sweet sentimental moments, but at the same time, it was good. It was really funny. Like,
it was
all
great.
The random references we got. We got Kissinger from Mission Impossible in this episode. You know what I mean? Like, that's so random.
Yeah.
The White Squall reference. Kittredge. That's right, yeah. Did I say Kissinger?
Yeah.
Kittredge.
The White Squall. White Squall is a movie I haven't thought of since I saw it when I was little. Yeah.
90s gem.
Right.
Scott. But yeah, and Basic Instinct slot machine. By the way, I know somebody who was in they were at a casino 2 hours away, They won $2,000 in slots.
That's luck. That's pure luck.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This seems their first time. Hit the Grand Slam slot machine. Anyways, regardless, guys.
I don't gamble because I just feel like I'm lighting my money on fire.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow, I just lost $60 tonight that I could have used on any number of things and had something to show for it.
My car
Yeah, exactly. Like the things I could have done with that money other than just give it to a casino.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, I'm cheap. All right, we'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.